Yuna says, how can I know if this relationship will last? Me and my ex, we had a very good, strong relationship for 4 months. I'm 20 years old. I'm just afraid to be serious and I can't trust someone in love. People change. Okay. How can I know if this relationship will last me? You never know. And your answer is in your last sentence, last couple of words. People change, so you can't know. Fearless says, I wanted to ask you, Mehran, how can I deal with knowing that my ex-girlfriend broke up with me because of my fault? It's good that you know what's wrong. What do you mean, how can I deal with it? Nothing too big. I didn't hit her or treat her bad or cheated. I want to get her back. She's the best thing that happened to me. Okay, listen guys, I'm not going to be too serious all the time because that's going to make it like if you guys really have a big problem. So that's why the laughter is there, because these things are anecdotal. When you look back in about few years and you're going to say, really, I really thought that way? So here we are, you're 29 years old and you say, this is the best thing ever happened to me. And we always compare what we have to what we used to have or how it's been in the past. So you have no knowledge of what will be coming and what quality would that be, which could be far better than this that you think is the best thing that happened to you, because you think this is the best thing that happened to you from the previous ones. So how can you be sure that tomorrow or the next day or a few months from now or in the future, you won't be saying the same thing about this one? That you will actually find something that is superior to this one and everything else. Because this one is better than everything else that happened to you. So just as this one can be better than everything else that happened to you, something else could be better than this that you think is the best thing that happened to you. Isn't it? Because before this became the best thing that happened to you, there was something else in the past that was the best thing that ever happened to you compared to the previous years. So that is all simply relative. You can't say absolutely, here it is. There is nothing better than this, because this is better than whatever has happened to me. Well, that's in the past. And you said the same thing 5 years ago or 10 years ago, because that's the limit of your knowledge and your awareness of what was available or happened to have come across with it and experienced it. And just as the same that later on you change your mind, says, no, this is what best thing that ever happened to me. In the future, there will also be another thing that would show you that this today wasn't the best thing for your life, maybe best thing from the past, but that future one would be the best thing for then. And this one today will cease to be the best thing because the other one that is appropriate to the time and your development and your advancement, growth has come around. So what I'm trying to say by all these wonderfully crafted, confusing sentences, which really truly makes sense, if you have any sense, is that you're not living in an absolute universe. Things are bound to change. This very thing that you think it's the best thing ever happened to you could turn out to be a dud tomorrow or a few months from now. People change. So what I'm trying to say is, don't be dogmatic and don't think that, oh, this is the absolute. Listen, it's only good if she also turns for you. You turn your head for her, and it's only good if she also turns her head for you. If she doesn't, stop turning your head. Just go on. Don't try to convince her. Please come back to me. No, why? Why convince her? If she needs convincing, then she's not the right one. Because you're not making the decision. You're making the decision based on your need, your desire for pleasure, your desire to feel good about yourself, your desire to have whatever it is that you made out of her in your own mind, the image that you've created of her in your own mind. That's why you want her. But otherwise, you should never want somebody who doesn't want to be with you. Ever. Why should you? Slavery. Why would you want someone who doesn't want to be with you or not compatible or however it is that she doesn't? If her preference is not you, why should your preference be her? Because logically it doesn't make sense, but what it is because you desire her, because you are a heterosexual male, you're programmed for procreation, you love, like, adore women, you're naturally gravitating towards that what you're programmed to gravitate towards, and you think these are all qualifications of her. It's not. Simple. We like women, and we have no control on not liking them, so we can't simply unlike them because our logic says she's not qualified, but our biology says intimacy, she attracts me. So there is a force here that you need to actually regulate and let your logic win rather than your urge, because it takes two to tango. You might want something, but she doesn't. So, what relationship's going to go be there? Nothing. It's waste of time, waste of energy, frustration. So, as I always said, it doesn't matter how beautiful she is, how wonderful she is, or what wonderful experience you had with her. Now she's changed. Now she doesn't want to be with you, which means now she's disqualified. Then she was qualified because she also wanted to be with you. Because that's the most important part of the qualification of a woman to be with you, that she also wants to be with you. If she doesn't want to be with you, that's a deal breaker. That's the only thing that is necessary for you to disqualify her. So remember, it doesn't matter how beautiful she is. If this wheel doesn't turn for me, I don't care if it turns at all. If this wheel doesn't turn for you, you shouldn't care if it turns at all. If she's not interested in you, you shouldn't care how beautiful and this and that she is. Just enjoy, look at the flower, and move on to the garden that the flower there wants you to be in its presence as much as you want to. Otherwise, it's waste of your time. Says, what can I do? How do I deal with the guilt? There's no guilt. What guilt? I don't know enough. You don't know. You don't tell me anything. You told me you didn't abuse her, you didn't beat her, you didn't treat her bad. So what's the guilt? What's wrong with you? Suddenly you're guilty of what? What? You didn't bow to the princess when she entered the room? Is that what it is? Are you really actually having a relationship with her, or your desires is running the show? You got to expect something from a woman. You can't just think that I'll be a perfect gentleman. I treat her nice and well, and I love her, and I take care of her, and I protect her, and I provide for her. But she doesn't have to bring anything to the table. She doesn't have to like me. She doesn't have to be cordial. She doesn't have to be responsible. She doesn't have to have a career. She doesn't have to take care of herself or me. She doesn't have to do anything that it's normal in a relationship. But I have to. And if she doesn't want me, oh, it must have been my fault. Oh, Your Highness. Well, that's how you really get messed up, because your desire is running the show. Her importance is because you desire her, not because she has actually performed, accomplished, and shown her worth and value based on her accomplishment and the persona that she has created out of herself. Whatever else is going on, it's not her fault. It's not her doing. It's not her responsibility. It's not her accomplishment, because she was born that way. She looks that way. She looks pretty. That's it. But that's not a qualification. What has she made out of herself that you're so, all over falling apart? What? What is she offering other than the looks? Magazines have looks. In the movies, you can watch a movie and think, oh, that woman, according to that character, she's perfect. But is she really? That's her role. That's how she looks. That's the get up. That's the choreography. But what is her persona? Do you know her? And from what you know her, what has she done for you that you feel so guilty about having disrespected Her Highness? Come on. Grow up. Grow a pair. World hasn't come to an end, and you will survive. And she can go and try her luck somewhere else. No worries.